So, how did I get into content marketing? Let's talk about that. So before we get into that, my name is Andrew Rusnak. I am the founder of Charlotte Content Marketing. We are a digital marketing agency in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. I shouldn't have to say North Carolina anymore. We're technically a world-class city, right? At least I like to believe so. With a specific focus on using content to build relationships, foster relationships, and further relationships. So usually in this podcast, what I try to do is offer some helpful information, helpful guidance, advice, what have you, for business owners who may want to try to tackle their own content marketing or do their own digital marketing. But today I actually want to kind of share a little bit about my background in case you are someone who maybe is trying to break into content marketing or digital marketing in general, or if you just want to know what my path was to get here, so that maybe that can give you a little bit of inspiration for your own journey. So to back up, I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, and for anybody watching in the Charlotte area, you'll know that Charlotte natives in Charlotte are actually quite rare to come across these days. But I've loved watching the area grow. I live outside of Charlotte right now, but I did grow up in Mint Hill, and I've really enjoyed watching the Charlotte Metro grow and thrive over the years, and I look forward to a lot of amazing things ahead. I mean, the city and the whole area, the whole metro area is growing by leaps and bounds, and we're really excited to be a part of that. So I actually wanted to go into law enforcement. I wanted to be a police officer when I was a kid, and I took that goal all the way through college. I graduated with a bachelor's in criminal justice from the University of South Carolina. Upon graduating from college, I worked some corporate security gigs, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I mean, I've held a lot of jobs in my day and done a lot of different things, but so working in corporate security, I did work closely with law enforcement, and I came to realize I don't have the personality for that line of work. I'm an emotional guy, and there's no way that I could see myself day in and day out having to deal with some of the really tough emotional stuff that comes along with that line of work. So unfortunately, that wouldn't be for me. However, so I ended up out in Huntsville, Alabama. This would have been around 2006. And I got a job at the ABC affiliate. It's a TV station there in Huntsville, and I was working as a production assistant. So what I was doing was the cameras, the audio, all of the technical kind of behind the scenes stuff, which was really neat. I really enjoyed that job. And then I transitioned to the NBC affiliate in Huntsville, but this time I was working as a master control operator. And I know that sounds all official and technical and important, but basically the master control operator is the person who's working in the back in the engineering department to make sure that the on-air signal is good, what's supposed to be on air is on air, handles any kind of technical difficulties, things like that. We would catch the satellite feeds for the various syndicated programming. We would operate what's called the switcher, which is the machine that basically decides what's on air at any given moment. So that was also interesting, and I enjoyed that. Well, while I was doing that, I was looking for a second job. At the time, I was younger and single and living in Huntsville. So I did what any self-respecting bald man would do, and I got a job at a salon. I was working the front desk at an upscale salon in Huntsville. Admittedly, at the time, it was just so that I could be around beautiful women all day. That was definitely a part of my decision-making process there, but I really enjoyed that. And then I started looking for a third job because I am a man of action, industrious individual, productive member of society. So I had always heard, or not always, I had heard about people blogging for money, and I always enjoyed writing. And so I started looking into that. Well, I found websites that would pay people to write articles, basically. And that was kind of my foray into it. So these sites, unfortunately, they don't have a great reputation in the industry. They're what's known as content mills, but I didn't know any better at the time. I was just making a couple bucks writing here and there. Yeah, content mills, especially back around this time, were just basically churning out low quality content in some cases that was more for SEO, search engine optimization purposes. It didn't have to be well researched. It didn't have to have a specific purpose or anything like that. It was more just to fill the void on the internet and try to convince search engines, hey, this is the page you want to rank. So I did that for a little while, and then I slowly started branching out and getting my own clients from there based on the work that I had done through these content mill sites and stuff like that. And so I did that for 13 years, and one client would lead to the next and to the next and to the next, and until I had kind of built my own freelancing thing going on there. But then around the end of 2022, I wanted to take things to the next level. I've got a lot of connections in the industry, and I know that there are a lot of talented people in the Charlotte area. So I decided to take all of my experience and my expertise in content marketing. And that was when I got Charlotte Content Marketing started. And now we're coming up on wrapping up our first official year. We've grown like crazy. We've brought on a lot of agency partners. We've helped a lot of clients. We've done a lot of cool things, and I'm really looking forward to the coming year. So this leads me to my helpful portion of today's podcast episode. So if you're someone who wants to get into content marketing, or really any kind of digital marketing or anything like that, what should be your approach? Well, I will say this: don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to reach out to people. It doesn't matter where you're at in your journey. It doesn't matter what level of experience or expertise you have. Everybody has to start somewhere. When I first got started writing, I had no idea what I was doing other than I like to write. I thought I wrote fairly well, but I had no idea about content strategy. I had no idea about SEO, and I had no idea about all of these various background things that go into content marketing and into digital marketing. I didn't know what a funnel was. I didn't know what the C-suite was. I didn't know I didn't know any of this stuff. But that's okay, because I had to start where I started. So that would be my advice is, don't let that hold you back. Don't let that be a limitation. You don't want to put yourself out there and say that you're an expert if you're not. But at the same time, you don't want to sell yourself short either. If you're a talented creator, a talented strategist, a talented writer, a talented project manager, a graphic designer, videographer, cinematographer, podcaster, audio engineer, anything, whatever it is that you do that you feel like can be helpful to companies that are trying to get their products and services and their brand out there, take that and run with it, and know your value. Don't sell yourself short. At the same time, I'll caution you on this. If you're just coming into this fresh, there are a lot of grifters out there. There are a lot of con artists, a lot of fast talkers, and everybody's just trying to sell a product. Everybody is just trying to sell a subscription. Everybody's just trying to sell a download. Everybody's just trying to sell their digital product. Don't get taken for a ride. Okay, there's no such thing as overnight success in this industry. There's no such thing as overnight success that you can offer to your clients. At Charlotte Content Marketing, we're always honest and upfront when we meet with clients for the first time, or whether we're having a strategy session or we're updating a client on an existing strategy. There's no overnight success. You have to put in the time and effort and hard work, and it's an investment. It's an investment on your part for your career. It's an investment on the part of your clients, where you have to work together in tandem to flesh out that strategy and put things into action. And if things are not working, go back, revisit the strategy, and figure out what you can do better. But you're going to run into a lot of people who are going to promise you the moon and the stars if only you do this, if only you sign up for this, buy this course, subscribe to this product, whatever it is. Yeah, sure, there's plenty of helpful stuff out there. I'm not trying to say that, but be smart about it. Okay, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I mean, it's like the oldest advice in the book. And yet, so many people completely eschew that advice and get taken for a ride. And there's a lot of money and time lost in that. There's a lot of productivity lost in that, and I think a lot of people lose their dreams in that, and that's unfortunate. That's sad, because there are talented people out there who are driven to succeed. And they're so driven to succeed that they let that become a stumbling block. So yeah, there's no overnight success. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Put in the time and the effort and the hard work and the dedication to learn as you go along. Always be researching, always be learning something new. The internet is an infinite learning portal. You have no excuse not to be learning something new every day and testing things every single day. So get involved. I mean, you have to just take that step, take that first step, reach out to someone, offer your services, brush up on things all the time. Always be refining what you're doing. But you'll get there. And also one other thing I will say is be honest. Take the high road. Use white hat tactics, and this kind of goes back to the no shortcuts, no overnight success thing. But as a lot of people are finding out right now, coming up on the end of 2023. Using all ChatGPT AI generated content probably was not the best idea in the world. And we tried to warn people about this back at the beginning of the year. And now people are finding their sites completely tanking because, as we said back then, and we'll continue to say now, Google has a vested interest in making sure that the internet does not self-immolate because of a never-ending vomit of garbage content. It's not going to happen. There's too much money tied up in that. And Google is a business. Google likes money. So they're not going to let that happen. But a lot of people decided to take that shortcut and take that chance. And now they're paying with that helpful content update that just came out. People are paying big time with that. So don't take shortcuts. It'll harm your reputation. It's not going to get you repeat business. Once you burn people one time, you're probably not going to have a chance to do it again. So just stay on the straight and narrow. As tempting as it may be to dip your toe into that black hat world, don't do it. Stay on the straight and narrow. Use proven best practice strategies. And yeah, it may take a little bit longer, and you may have to work harder, but it's going to pay off more for you in the end, and it's also going to pay off for your clients in the end. So anyway, this was just a little bit about my story, and also maybe some encouragement and some tips that I can share with people who are considering getting into content marketing or any facet of digital marketing. And I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. You can give Charlotte Content Marketing a call at 704-323-6762. You can email me directly at andrew@charlottecontentmarketing.com, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you there. And of course, whether you're in the Charlotte area or anywhere else in the world, and you're looking for content marketing, a content marketing partner to help you take your business to the next level, Charlotte Content Marketing would love to speak with you as well. So feel free to get in touch with us. Once again, 704-323-6762, or Andrew or hello@charlottecontentmarketing.com. Either one of those works. You can find us on socials: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm not even going to mention Threads. I've mentioned Threads almost every podcast. I'm not going to mention it again. We don't really mess with Threads. It's kind of a running joke at this point. But we would love to connect with you on socials as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.